Hi everyone, this is Stewart McIsack with Team 64, and I thought I'd put together a bag review video for you talking about the new E4 as well as the Core Pro. I have the E3 currently, and then my wife uses the Core bag currently, so I thought it'd be a great comparison for those that are looking for a new bag this season. Okay, well, we're going to start off with the luxury bags. This is actually currently my setup and what I use carrying around the course today. So I have 5 drivers, 3, 6, 8 fairways, 5 mids, 4 putters on the side, and then 1 more putter in the top. In terms of the capacity of the E4, I've put the exact same number of discs in here. I have my 4 putters on the side. And the nice thing is if I took the one on the top, there is actually room in this extra pouch down here that you can comfortably get 3 putters in the side compartment, which I think is a nice feature. Also, there is probably room for 1 more disc in the main compartment. And I'm not sure if that's because it's new and it's stiff and it's just got extra room in it and it hasn't sagged yet on the sides a little bit. But, I'm not sure if it's intended to be larger, but it is a little bit larger. Next thing is, it is a little bit squarer at the top. And so the upper compartment doesn't have this pitched angle. It's more of a rounded one, which is nice. The upper compartment is smaller than the E3 Luxury. But here's what I like about that, is that sometimes you'd like to have that disc in the top pouch. And I didn't enjoy that because it got really hard to then get discs out of here because of the stiffness of that extra plastic here. But with the E4, you can actually have this in here, and there's extra room because of the shortness of that pocket to easily get your discs in and out of the main compartment. Okay, now looking at the side construction and the profile of it, you can maybe see that little bit of squareness versus the pitched angle here. They both carry a 40-ounce bottle holder, so that's great. One of the side changes is this upper pocket has the top access to be able to get cell phones and items in here, whereas the front access on this was always a little bit awkward to get your hand in and retrieve your items. So I think that's probably the biggest change that everybody's talking about online. The smaller changes, things like the pencil holders that were at the top up here were small and you couldn't really get a felt in it, but now you can get a felt in the side ones, no problem. I did try to put a small pencil in here. It does sink past it, so needed a pair of tweezers to get it out. And then the reconfiguration of the actual strap on the umbrella holder. Whereas before it went down through this top pouch and into this extra sleeve right here, now it has that top strap, and there's a Velcro section that's put together, which is nice and compact when you're not using it, where you can just pull this apart and then pop it out so your bottom of your umbrella can go into there. So a little bit more efficient and actually kind of ingenious design. I like things that are compact when they're not being used. It just makes it a little bit more efficient. If I turn it to the other side, you can see you got the big upper pouch on either side. Again, the zipper goes across the top versus going down the front. And then you have your compact putter holders. One thing I did really love about the E3 that's still here in the E4 is you can zip up with 2 discs in the side pouch when you're traveling on an airplane to take it as carry-on luggage and making sure that your putters don't pop out when you're traveling. Okay, the final little bit. In terms of weight, the bag actually sits in just over 2,700 grams on the E3. It's about 10 grams heavier on the E4. Not sure why, but I can tell you it feels a little bit more stable. I used it for 18 holes yesterday on some side hills. It didn't tip over like my other one had. I'm not sure if that's due to the age or the construction. But you also notice the main handle for carrying is actually across the top, much more near the center of gravity. This one is built into the back strap, and so everything wanted to lean forward out of your hand there, which is nice. The wider straps on the E3, the thinner straps on the E4, but these are much thicker and much more well designed. So when carrying it yesterday, despite being a little bit heavier, I would actually say it set more on the center of mass, better. So a 1 round in, I can't really tell you if it's going to hurt or not hurt, but I would say that it's comfortable, and the designs made on the back and the construction have actually improved the E4 overall. Okay, so to kind of sum it all up, I'm going to be moving over to the E4 for this year. I like the look of the bag. I like the zipper pulls they've added, the clean lines and the Latitude branding they've offered, the extra disc or 2 capacity they've provided, the improved pocketing. Overall, I would say the only thing that's maybe slightly less exciting about it is the upper compartment is smaller for carrying rain gear and stuff like that. Obviously, it doesn't come with the Rainfly, which I live in the Pacific Northwest. I'll order one as soon as I can. But for those that are living in states or parts of the country that don't get a lot of rain, that's probably a bonus. But for the smaller top compartment, I do love the fact that I can put a utility disc up here in the top and be able to still access my disc quite easily. Okay, now we're going to take a look at the new Core Pro bag. One thing that I'll say about this review is I don't think the Core Pro was designed to replace the Core. It's actually a different bag altogether. It's got a lot of different features, and some I think that are going to be very, very popular among your recreational golfers that want a backpack bag. So first off, in this bag here, I have a carrying capacity of there's 1, 2 drivers, and then 7 fairways, and then I have 5 mids and 3 putters, and nothing in the top compartment currently. On the Core Pro, I have 3 drivers, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 fairways, 5 mid-ranges, 2 approach discs, and then the new feature they have up here is the putter pouch. Now, so there is a significant more carrying capacity in the Core Pro than there is in the traditional Core because of the added putter pouch. It's wider, it's taller. The Core bag came in just around 800 grams, so very light, but the Core Pro came in just over 1,500 grams, so it's almost twice as heavy. And when you get with that, is you're going to get a much more sturdier design. It doesn't have the rocking back and forth at the top that this would have. It's got solid insets here to be able to keep its shape, so it's going to be sturdier when you put it on the ground. Also, if you flip around and look at the back, you got very thin straps here carrying, and much thicker straps here with a much more rugged handle to hold it from too. Okay, now looking at the side compartments of both the Core and the Core Pro. Big change, obviously they have an upper strap here now for your umbrella with the elastic strap in the bottom pouch. They have the elastic strap in the bottom pouch on the Core, but they didn't have the upper lanyard or quick cable to hold it tight. So that's a nice change. This is much larger on the side now because the bag is larger than this thinner pouch here. Couldn't find a pencil holder in the Core Pro, but you have one here on the Core on the side, and then you have a little pouch for scorecards. When you look at the upper compartment, because this doesn't have the rigidity to it, it's sort of fluid. It doesn't have any great pocketing in the top. Although it may be a little bit smaller in the Core Pro, it does make up for function because of the structure that's built in, and it has a couple elastic straps here which you could use for cell phones, scorecards, and that's where I would hold my scorecard if I was using this bag. If I flip it to the other side now, you can see this difference in size of the pocketing here. Here's where you could put a scorecard on the outside on a dry summer's day, or just hold something in there, even your mini or something of that nature. So on this bag, what I really think is this is going to be extremely popular at its price point, especially when it comes to the recreational golfers that might play 2-3 times a week, or they might just play 2 or 3 times a month, but they want that backpack bag. This was not quite as structurally as sound as the Core Pro, but still a good bag if it's something you just want a lightweight, you don't need a huge disc capacity, and you just want to be able to backpack around a little mountain course or something like that. Okay, well that about covers everything that are the major differences between the new bags from Latitude. I think they're going to be really popular this season. I've seen some people online already converting from the E3 to the E4. I think you're going to find the Core Pro is going to be quickly adopted. The release date is January 30th, and as always, if you're local here in BC, Ace Runners, that'll be the place to get these. They've got them on order. And then if you're anywhere else, just check with your local retailer or the Latitude site directly, and you'll be able to get your new bag for you for this season.